Before this session, I decided to go for a run. A run. Man, I haven't done that in more than a year. There was a period probably, I want to say maybe 2 years ago now. I feel like I want to say 2 years ago, where I started running a whole bunch. Like every session I would warm up with a 1,000 meters, 2,000 meter kind of run before running. And the thinking behind all of that was I wanted to strengthen my ankles. My ankles were weak. I was thinking about dorsiflexion and the weakness in my arch is falling, all that stuff. And it went all right. Yeah, I did it for about a month and it all ended with an injury. Injury that scared the living daylights out of me because I thought I ruptured either my Achilles or my calf muscle. I learned a lesson then. Never in my life have I tried to combine heavy lifting with running. In my earlier life, I was a basketball player, so I ran, but I didn't lift weights. And then I started lifting weights and I didn't play basketball. I didn't run. And then when I tried to combine the two, I almost freaking screwed myself up big time. Warmed up with 1,000, did a whole bunch of squatting, and then I wanted to run again for another 1,000 at the end of that session. And then I wanted to sprint the last 100 or something like this. I can't remember exactly what I did, but I put the freaking treadmill up to the highest and I started sprinting, and then I felt bang in my left calf halfway up. I felt some very, very sharp pain, and I was very lucky that it didn't go real bad, but I was limping for a few days. So it was probably a mild strain, probably a few fibers popped off, but not all of them, thankfully. And then that was the end of that. I was frightened to do any more of that. Turned my attention to something else, and soon after that, it completely left my mind, and that was it. Today, why run? Well, I haven't been sick for a while. Probably pushing, I want to say 8 months, 9 months. The last time I was sick or something like that. This time around, I wasn't proper sick, but my lungs were full, and they still kind of are. In the mornings, I cough up a whole bunch. But every time I get sick, soon after I start to kind of recover, I feel like an urge, like I want to run. I want to breathe heavy. That's my intuition. I want to get all those, base of my lung crap out. And running does that. It kind of engages the breathing, and then all the villi or whatever they're called start to kind of push all the secretions up, and you get rid of it. And that's kind of what I feel like. I want to get rid of it. So instead of doing 180 AMRAP and really taxing the living hell out of myself, I thought, why don't I just breathe a little bit, So I went for a run with my son. We ran around the block a few times. I think we did 1,200 meters, all up, roughly was on the phone. First run was okay. The second lap was, I started feeling the exact same spot where I tore my calf last time. Started feeling it and feeling it, and now I'm like, I'm going to be sore tomorrow. The arches are sore, and halfway up my calf, I want to say it's kind of in between where the Achilles transforms itself into the calf muscle, that little insertion point. That's where I feel it. No, I didn't injure myself, but I definitely feel like if I continue doing this today, that would have definitely been a similar feeling. So my below knee musculature is very, very weak. And then thinking on the background of all this tendon stuff that I've been reading about, the isometrics, the eccentrics, running, let's face it, it's plyometrics. The forces that you generate when you run are like a lot more than anything you can squat. It's like times 10 of your body weight or something like that. It's the whole stiletto effect, right? 100-kilo dude running, and then all that force being landed onto one point of your foot, on one foot, a lot of forces travel through you, because it's not just you running and your body weight, but it's also the gravity pulling you down as you run. So you're kind of like little jumps. So running is not a joke. The tendons in your feet are not a joke. So tendons. And then when I went to squat, I felt like I had more dorsiflexion. I felt like I was more upright. All of the same feelings that I read about in my journal from 2 years ago when I started running. And that's kind of what drove the whole 1 month of running, is that I felt more upright. The arches felt stronger and more engaged, ready to squat, all that stuff. So there's something there, definitely. But if you haven't run for a long time and you weigh, like me, 100 kilos, be very, very careful. Even after a month, you are not safe. I ran for a month. in my Vivo Bare Feet shoes. I did that for a month, and I was like, cool, I'm good. Let's go for a little sprint, and then bang. So tendons take a while, man. Tendons take a long ass while. So I'm not going to be running fast. I'm not going to be running for a long. I'm going to try and see what I can do. Probably it's going to be another week until I run again. Yes, I'm being very, very scared. I ain't traveling down that path again of injuring myself. I mean, I've run with my kids in this time, in the backyard, run around playing basketball all day. I've done that. But running, like for 1,000 meters straight, I've not done that. And I have to be mindful of it. Anyway, guys, that's all I got today. Appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.